After 41 years in chains, this is the elephant's first reaction when he was released. In the heart of a lush jungle, a beautiful elephant named Mare Noi took her first steps into freedom after 41 years of chains. Used as a logging elephant and forced breeder, she endured unimaginable trauma and pain, losing 3 calves and experiencing the harshness of exploitation. This story follows Mare Noi's emotional journey of liberation and the unwavering commitment of Katherine Connor, the founder of Boon Lott's elephant sanctuary, BLES, to save her and provide a new life filled with love and hope. Join us on Animals Need Love to see how they can save Mare Noi. The jungle air was thick with tension as Katherine Connor and her team waited quietly in the shadows. They were deep in the heart of the jungle, and all they could hear was the steady rhythm of chains clinking against stone. For over 4 decades, Mare Noi, an elephant with a heart as heavy as her chains, had known only pain and captivity. Used for logging, forced to pull massive logs daily, her body was marred with scars from the relentless weight she had carried. But that was only part of her story. As a forced breeder, Mare Noi had endured unimaginable trauma, enduring multiple pregnancies only to lose each one. Katherine had first met Mare Noi nearly 20 years ago. She had been dressed in gold robes, adorned and paraded as a symbol of might, yet the sorrow in her eyes betrayed the pain she carried. Back then, Katherine had been a stranger to the village, a young woman with a dream to rescue elephants. In that moment, their eyes had met, and Katherine had made a silent promise. Now, after 2 decades of advocating, rescuing, and caring for elephants, she stood just a few feet away, ready to set Mare Noi free. The familiar rumble of the sanctuary's specially designed transport truck, affectionately known as a green machine, broke the silence. This truck would carry Mare Noi to her new home at Boon Lott's elephant sanctuary, BLES, a haven Katherine had built from the ground up in Thailand. The funds to rescue Mare Noi had been raised in a whirlwind effort, and in less than 24 hours, an outpouring of global support had brought in the amount needed. Now, Katherine and her team were ready to break Mare Noi's chains and bring her to freedom. As they approached, Katherine noticed how Mare Noi seemed to carry herself with a resigned grace, her spirit tethered as much as her body. She had long accepted her fate, but today everything would change. Katherine moved closer, her heart pounding with both excitement and fear. "It's time, sweet girl," she whispered softly. The chains were unlocked, each clink sounding like the tolling of a bell, a signal that Mare Noi's life of suffering was finally coming to an end. At first, she hesitated, lifting her foot as if testing the air. Then as the chains fell away, Mare Noi took her first step forward, unsteady, unsure, yet undeniably free. Katherine felt her eyes well up with tears. Mare Noi, this magnificent creature who had endured so much, was finally walking unbound. Every step, a small act of defiance against a lifetime of captivity. Her gait was slow at first, her legs heavy with years of bearing chains, but with each passing moment, a light seemed to spark in her eyes, growing brighter as she realized the chains were gone. Perhaps forever. Mare Noi took a step to the truck. She did great. It's like she knew that they were really there to help her. The journey to BLES took about an hour, and despite the unfamiliar surroundings and the motion of the truck, Mare Noi remained calm. As the truck finally rolled to a gentle halt at the sanctuary gates, a heavy stillness filled the air. Katherine stepped down first, her heart racing as she approached the vehicle. She knew this would be a monumental moment for Mare Noi, the elephant who had endured so much pain, but even she couldn't predict what would happen next. The sanctuary staff quietly gathered nearby, sensing the significance of the moment. Slowly, with care, Mare Noi began to step down from the vehicle. Katherine watched as the elephant hesitated, her massive frame moving cautiously, as if she could scarcely believe she was no longer bound to her past. As her feet touched the earth, Mare Noi stood still, her eyes widening slightly, looking out at the open space before her. the first true freedom she'd experienced in 41 long years. Then Katherine noticed something remarkable. Mare Noi's dark eyes shimmered as tears began to roll down her leathery cheeks. At first it was just a glisten, a single tear, but soon more followed, and it was as if the years of sorrow, pain, and loneliness she had carried were breaking through the surface. Mare Noi's breathing grew heavy, her body trembling as she let out a soft, deep rumble. Katherine's own breath caught, overwhelmed by the sight. These weren't ordinary tears, they were an outpouring of the life she had endured. It was as if every chain that had bound her, every scar on her body, every painful memory was spilling out, mingling with the earth beneath her. Katherine could feel the rawness of the moment, a tangible sense of release, and tears pricked her own eyes as she witnessed Mare Noi's silent cry. Mare Noi took a few tentative steps, her tears continuing to flow. Her trunk lifted slowly, brushing against her cheeks, as though she were trying to understand the strange sensation, something that had been buried deep within her, now set free. Her gaze drifted around the sanctuary, and for the first time in her life, she took in the colors of a world she could explore without limits, the sprawling fields, the open skies, and the gentle, inviting breeze that kissed her skin. Katherine moved closer, standing a respectful distance away, but close enough that Mare Noi could sense her presence. She whispered softly, "You're home now, sweet girl. It's all behind you." Mare Noi's trunk reached out, pausing near Katherine, and then brushed against her shoulder in a slow, tender movement, as if recognizing her rescuer, her savior, the woman who had waited years to make this moment a reality. The elephant's breathing gradually slowed, her body relaxing inch by inch, and Katherine felt a deep, unspoken connection pass between them. A message that said, "Thank you." After that, Mare Noi took her first steps into her new home. The sight of her feasting on fruits laid out in a heart shape was a beautiful moment of celebration. It was a stark contrast to her past, a testament to the love and care that awaited her. Mare Noi's demeanor began to change. The anxiety that had consumed her for so long began to dissipate as she explored her new surroundings. For Katherine, witnessing this transformation was profoundly emotional. It was as if a weight had been lifted from Mare Noi's shoulders, allowing her to embrace her newfound freedom. As Mare Noi ventured further, she encountered other rescued elephants, each bearing their own scars and stories of survival. It was a bittersweet reunion. One of them was an old companion from her days as a logging elephant. The two elephants recognized each other instantly, their trunks reaching out in a gesture of familiarity and comfort. In this moment, Mare Noi felt a sense of belonging. The joy of seeing an old friend washed over her, and for the first time in years, she felt the warmth of companionship. Their gentle greetings were filled with a language only elephants could understand, a blend of trumpets, rumbles, and soft touches that spoke of shared experiences and unspoken bonds. Almost 2 months after her rescue, Mare Noi has undergone a remarkable transformation. No longer nervous or submissive, she has shed the weight of her painful past. Now sassy, social, and strong, she has built friendships with other elephants at the sanctuary. One of the most touching reunions was with Pang Swai, another logging elephant who had shared a similar fate. Their connection was immediate, as if the years of separation melted away in an instant. They embraced each other, a powerful testament to the bond of sisterhood and resilience. Mare Noi's story is both inspiring and heart-wrenching. It's a triumph of resilience and compassion, a testament to the incredible emotional lives of elephants. Witnessing her release after 41 years of captivity brings forth a deeply moving sense of relief. But it also raises a profound question. Why were those chains ever allowed in the first place? There's a unique sadness in knowing that countless elephants like Mare Noi remain in chains, often legally sanctioned, to serve industries rooted in exploitation. Laws that allow elephants to be used for logging, tourism, or breeding disregard the immense toll it takes on these highly intelligent social beings. Mare Noi's tears upon her release reveal a complexity of emotions that science has confirmed, yet legislation often ignores. I believe her story calls us not only to empathize, but to act. If laws still permit such suffering, maybe it's time to challenge them. We have a chance to amplify voices like Katherine's, to work toward laws that recognize animals not as property, but as sentient beings, deserving of respect and freedom. Mare Noi's journey from chains to sanctuary is a reminder that change is possible. Perhaps her release can spark something bigger, a push for laws that prioritize the welfare of elephants over profit. Let's honor her resilience by striving for a future where every elephant can live freely, where sanctuaries replace chains, and where stories like hers become a chapter in a history we've moved beyond. Thank you for journeying with us to witness Mare Noi's freedom, and join us at Animals Need Love to support efforts that bring lasting change. If you like this story, please like, share, and comment. Every view, share, like, and comment from you is a great support to the rescue team and any animal protection organization. Let's work together to create a better world for homeless animals. Thank you, and see you in future stories.